Hello and welcome back to Mrs. Jane B's World, the ups and downs of ADHD. So last time, I shared with you how my journey started. And it started when my son was almost 2 and he had some speech delay. So that was just the start of my journey. Today, we promised we will share with you more textbook definitions of what ADHD is. So if you've read what I have shared, you need to be very observant on your child so that you can tell if he has the symptoms of ADHD. Now, the feedback also from other people is important because when you do the diagnosis of ADHD, there will be questions about different situations where your child is in, and it may be in school or in a friend's house or somewhere else that will validate the behavior. So ADHD is a neurodevelopmental condition that affects a child's daily functioning, includes social interaction and academic performance. It is characterized by 3 core symptoms. So inattention is the difficulty in sustaining focus. And you can see this sa mga bata when you talk to them and you talk about one topic and they will jump, or they'll talk about something else. So this is easily seen when you talk to them. But usually ang mga bata, when they're doing something, they are not able to finish a task that you ask them to do. The second core symptom of ADHD is hyperactivity. Now, kanang inong takiak ng mga bata, no? So lisod kaayo siya basahon in children, but this is really excessive motor activity na inappropriate. So what do I mean by that? So for example, my son, when he was in preschool, there's 10 in the class, no? And there are tables in the classroom. Now everybody is seated on the table listening to the teacher, but my son would be jumping up and down on the table while the teacher is talking. So that's excessive activity na inappropriate in the situation. So you should be able to observe that and see it. The third core symptom is impulsivity. Now this is really hasty action without forethought, without planning. Lihok la diretso. No, so this is very evident also with my son. Na every time we have dinner or eating at home, even during meals, di na masipyat, na ay mayabo, na ay maigo, na ay mahulog, no, or they'll spill something because he acts so fast that he cannot control his hands. Fine motor skill ba kunuhay sa mga bata, kita sa nakaayo. So when the doctor starts the assessment of your child, no, if it's 16 years old and below, the child needs to have 6 or more of the different symptoms. It has to be observed, and remember, it has to be seen in 2 or more situations, meaning dili lang sa house, no, dili lang sa inyong house, not just at home, but it has to be observed and consistent for the past 6 months, also in school or in other places for him to be fully diagnosed as ADHD. So as you can see, there are a lot of actions that you can observe your child for you to have to validate in thinking that he or she may have ADHD. So it could be fidgeting, kanang di gid mapundo, kanang even if sitting, cannot sit still even for a minute, no? And then that's where you see a lot of running, climbing na inappropriate. Like for example, my son, before when he was really little, when you bring him to a new place, he would touch everything. he can touch when he goes to a new place. No? Touch, touch, touch. In fact, my mother-in-law, who used to help me care for him, would say na mutirik, energizer bunny, too much activity. No? So always on the go. So these are telltale signs, but you need to have it properly diagnosed, of course. When I started seeing our doctor, he referred me to a site which is the Additude Magazine. You can Google it. We'll put in the link. You can check it out. And it has a lot of information about ADHD. It has a lot of webinars, free webinars that you can join. I joined them so that it's part of my research. It's part of helping me understand what my son has. Now, in the Philippines, though, you can follow the ADHD Society of the Philippines, their Facebook page. Also, there's a link, and you can check it out. So this is more localized. They have support groups you can join online, and they also have workshops, seminars that you can also join. So there you have it, a very basic textbook definition of ADHD. Now, as far as I know, and some of my friends, my mommy friends, there are two types of doctors you can consult for a diagnosis. That's a developmental pediatrician or a child psychiatrist. Now, in Cebu, we know of three whom you can go to. That's Dr. Seno. He is a developmental pediatrician. Dr. Myra Altonaga, who is also a developmental pediatrician, and Dr. Jacqueline Espina. Now, we only know three. I have not met everybody, those three doctors. I haven't met all of them, but do leave a comment if you've consulted with them, and if there are other doctors that you know who can diagnose kids with ADHD here in Cebu. But the line is long. Could be months before you get your first appointment. That's really how it is. But stay strong. Just do it, and please share as well for the moms who are in need of doctors to consult. So there you have it. Thank you so much, and have a great day.